Welcome, brothers and sisters, to today's morning heart devotion. And to start, we like to offer greetings to our heavenly parents and true parents. 천징 참포님께 경배 바로. And to lead us into the family pledge, I'd like to invite up Rev. Milhan Stevens.
가정맹세 1. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천혜의국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 천혜의국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Rev. Milhan. And to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Mr. Tyndall Baines. So, Mr. Baines, if you can please unmute yourself and offer the prayer.
Most beloved Heavenly Parent, we are so grateful for this brand new day. We're grateful that we are gathered here together as a family, brothers and sisters, and we have the opportunity to share this time together with you, and especially to gain your inspiration and your truth shared with us by our brother, Dr. Yong. We're so grateful for our true mother, who is blazing the way during this 7-year course, giving us an opportunity for us to grow up, catch up, and become the true individuals that we truly are. Become your true sons and daughters that we truly are. And allow you to work in our lives in a new way. Heavenly Parent, so we beg of you every day that to be patient with us. And we pray that we, in turn, become your true sons and daughters, your true filial sons and daughters, and become the children you can be proud of. And we would like to offer this prayer. I would like to offer this prayer in my name, together with all the brothers and sisters gathered here today. Aju.
Aju, thank you so much, Tyndall Veins, for your heartfelt prayer. I'm really moved by your prayer. 감사합니다, Tyndall, and also Omgad as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Baines. And now, brothers and sisters, let us take this time to share our appreciation points with one another. And so when you're prompted to join a breakout, please accept and hit join. And if you're joining here alone, please take this time to reflect on what you are grateful for. So let us go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing with each other your appreciation points. And to share with the whole community now, I'd like to invite up Dr. Tyler Hendricks. So Dr. Hendricks, if you can please unmute yourself and share.
Thank you, Yasu. And good morning, Dr. Yong. Good morning, everyone. My sharing, I attended the great festival, the Chunbo Festival that you had last night. For me, it was this morning. And I was reflecting about all these couples around the world, all the Chunbo couples. And what occurred to me was that God is, that the Chunbo couples are making a condition for God to preserve and this world. And I think about Sodom and Gomorrah, and I feel like this world is like Sodom and Gomorrah. And God, or Satan, whatever, it's ready to be destroyed. And it's heading in that direction. But God said he would preserve those cities if there were just a small number of very righteous people. So I feel like our Chunbo couples, Chunbo families around the world are like that small number, and that even a small number of people can make a big difference in the providence. God made the tabernacle and the Ark of the Covenant, because even if Moses and all the Israelites went the wrong way, that even if one person held on to the Ark of the Covenant, then God's providence could still continue. And that even with a very small number of people clinging to true parents, true mother, and making this Chunbo condition, then the providence can continue. So I feel like the Chunbo families have this kind of incredible providential value for the sake of all humankind. And we're making a condition that the providence can continue. And I believe that in this 7 years, it's going to really blossom beautifully. So that's my point of gratitude.
Wow, thank you so much, Tyler Hendricks. Yeah, I got the same kind of the reflection yesterday. And then at the end, and through Mother talking about, and Mother said she proclaimed the Cheonilgu in 2013, January 13. And since she declared the Cheonilgu, Mother said, then what do we need? We need to have the people, Cheonilgu people. Then when substantially can start Cheonilgu people, Mother said, through the Chunbo One members.
Yeah.
Wow, through the producing Chunbo One members, this is expanding heavenly people centering on Cheonilgu. So Mother's yesterday encouragement is very beautiful. And also I really appreciate those who participate the Chunbo festival as a Chunbo One member. And then they are the one who really try to reach through parents' expectation. Actually, I feel that they are the one who really, through parents, feel your sons and daughters. Because of that kind of foundation, because of that kind of the exemplary life, and because of that, we are gradually can really grow up and expanding our Chunbo members of foundation. I really yesterday had a great time with True Mother, with our Chunbo Festival, those who participate Chunbo Festival. Thank you so much, Tyler Hendricks. Your beautiful sharing. 감사합니다.
정말요.
Dr. Hendricks. And to share next, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Caroline Uyama. So Mrs. Uyama, if you can please unmute yourself and share this time. Mrs. Uyama, are you able to unmute?
Unmute.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Unmute, Uyama-san.
I'm unmuted.
Okay. Now, okay.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Hendricks and Dr. Young, for the reflection on last night. Yeah, I watched that festival too and had such a profound experience. When it started, I couldn't stop crying for a long time. And, I think it's because I just felt so unworthy. My husband and I, we got inducted last year into the Chambo, and I just feel how unworthy we are, and it's totally Mother's grace, this induction. And so anyway, after all the tears had gone, I just experienced such a joyful festival. The entertainment, I found it very amusing, and especially the skit about the tiger. The tiger is coming. It's the first time I saw that, I think I've seen it about 3 or 4 times now. I thought, whoa, that's a bit weird, And then Milhan had expressed on Morning Devotion that he just loved it so much. So then when I saw it again and again, I kept thinking about Milhan and, why he loves this. And I thought, oh yeah, it's just so contemporary. And anyway, it was just such a beautiful festival, and the singing, and Mother's speech, Mother looked beautiful as usual. And it was just a really wonderful experience. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Uyama-san, Uyama Caroline.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Would the husband like to share?
Mr. Uyama.
Hey, good morning. Yes, I appreciate Dr. Young because I think you try to encourage me, try to lift up me. Especially you mentioned about the burning spirit. I think you said to me, "What's happened? Wake up, wake up! You have burning heart. You have burning spirit. Bring back to you." This message I heard from you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you spread your fire to me.
Good. Thank you, Yama-san. Thank you. 감사합니다.
Amazing. Thank you so much to the Uyama couple for sharing. And now, brothers and sisters, let's take a moment to open up our hearts and our minds to receive, our internal guidance for this morning from our Continental Director, Dr. Chunshik Yong. So welcome, Dr. Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? How was yesterday Chunbo Festival? Did you enjoy Chunbo Festival? I was so happy to see our True Mother. True Mother's speech was so beautiful. I'd like to encourage all brothers and sisters listen the True Mother's word, how much she encouraging and also praising those who really complete the Chunbo mission. Yesterday, I attended the martial arts summit that was held in Clifton, New Jersey, organized by World Tongil Mudo Federation and UPF USA. I deliver special message. Dr. Sok delivered a keynote speech, and our president now, Milhan Stephen, received honorary black belts. You look at that, the Naokimi, he's so much happy about it. Yeah, he also he knows how to do Taekwondo as well. Yeah, and thank you, EJ Rapada and Master Nathaniel and Milhan Stevens and our Pastor Crescentia, and all the staff organizing and helping the summit. In the evening, the 2021 Cheonbok Grand Festival was held centering on True Mother. I was in Belvedere Training Center. Congratulations on all 137 couples in North America who will be registered this time. Yeah, it was a group photo with the mother. Very beautiful. You look at here, yeah. And then my wife is not there, and Takashi-san helped me. And then you look at the beautiful couple here, Sonwa parents, our doctor, that brother, and also Daniel. What I know, Daniel's Daniel wife name is what? Loja, I think what I remember. Yeah, and then also the Edna and Mika, our district leaders, and all our brothers and sisters, our also Dr. Noah couple, thank you so much. This was True Mother's recent appearance. This photo was taken at Cheonjeonggung 2 days ago. Wonju McDavid sent to me that was mother's photo. She just look at the sky, and I do not know what does she think. We really miss our True Mother. She's coming very soon to America at the beginning of December. Today, I'd like to talk from True Mother's memoir again about becoming the light of the world through our filial heart for heaven. Heavenly Honey, please read.
When I hear the word Hyojun, I think of my oldest son, Hyojin, and my second son, Hunjin, who hold special places in my heart. Both have passed into the spirit world. Hunjin passed on first. Despite being a teenager, he courageously stood on the front line to protect his father. Hunjin would always declare, "I will protect father." At the end of 1983, at the peak of the Cold War, my husband and I were speaking at large victory over communism rallies in South Korea. We knew that communist sympathizers were determined to stop us. The final rally was in Gwangju, the heart of the leftist movement in South Korea. When my husband was about to go on stage to give his speech, I noticed that his tie pin had disappeared. What happened to it? I thought, feeling puzzled. Where did it go? A few moments later, while my husband was on stage giving his speech on the other side of the Pacific Ocean in upstate New York, Hunjin was involved in a car accident. Hunjin was driving on a 2-lane road when a tractor trailer coming the other way hit black ice and slid into his lane. He veered the car to the right, but could not avoid a head-on collision. He swerved in such a way that he took the direct hit on the driver's side, saving the life of his friend sitting in the front passenger seat. We found out later that there had been agents trying to kill my husband in Korea that day. They had entered the auditorium in Gwangju and tried to reach the stage, but they could not get through the packed crowd, and so they could not carry out their plan. Satan was targeting the father, but when that evil plan was thwarted, Satan took the son as a sacrificial offering. By sacrificing himself in his father's stead, Hunjin kept the promise he had made. I will protect father. When Hunjin was born, he didn't open his eyes for 3 days, and I felt so worried about him. At the end of his short life, he passed away as a son of the greatest filial devotion to his parents. This deep filial piety is engraved in the hearts of our members. Our elder son, Hojin, loved music. It is not an overstatement to say that Hyojin influence is a major reason that many young people in the unification movement today are pursuing music. Being the older brother he would always say, "I am the filial son." His heart often seemed sad when he looked at me because I didn't have a life as some of his friends' mothers had. He used to comfort me by saying in a loud voice, "Mom, when I grow up, I will do everything for you."
Wow. Thank you, Heavenly Honey. And then just a moment, just now through Mother talking about Hung-jin-nim and Hyojin-nim. So let's study more detail from True Father's word about Hung-jin-nim's 성화. So from 천성경, please read.
People of the free world should love Hunjin. Since Hunjin set this condition of having loved all the people of the world rather than his own life, you are also spiritually connected to the bonds of love through which you can love others rather than your own life. Hunjin went to the spirit world in place of his father. For that reason, when you love Hunjin, it is as if you are loving True Father. You can make such a condition. Loving Hunjin forms a relationship of love with True Father. Until now in the spirit world, there's been no center through which the spirit world could connect with true parents. Through Hunjin's passing, however, all the spirits who love him are considered to have made the condition of loving True Father.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. True Father said, you must love Hung-jin-nim. He went to spiritual world on behalf of True Father. Hung-jin-nim was a sacrifice of true love. He was a filial son of Hyojung. Therefore, to love Hung-jin-nim is to love Father. In the spiritual world, there was no center that could connect with the spiritual world until now. Because Hung-jin went to the spiritual world, the center of the spiritual world was created. And all the spirits of the spirit world were able to love the True Father because they loved Hung-jin. What we should always think about is whether we can die for the will of true parents and God at any time, like Jesus' disciples and like Hung-jin. Hyojung is able to give our life freely for our parents. So our Hung-jin was one of the great exemplary sacrificial lamb. You know how much we are indebted to Hung-jin. What he's saying all the time, I will protect you, I will protect you, I will protect you. Finally, what he said, his word came true. He protected our True Father and then go to spiritual world first. Continue.
As a result of Hunjin going to the spirit world was given the opportunity to love him. He thereby enabled a relationship of love with the true parents on earth. Therefore, for the spirit world, the day he arrived there was the most joyful day in history. He is the one who has opened the gates of the spirit world as the Messiah of love, whereas on earth, he opened the path to martyrdom. This is the reason Unification Church members should love Hunjin.
Yeah. Although Hung-jin was sacrificed from the point of view of the spiritual world, it was the most joyful day in spiritual world since the fall of mankind, because of the lineage of God and true parents entered the spiritual world for the first time. That's why Father said, this is a joyful offering. I cannot cry in front of Hungji님's dead body. I cannot cry. Centering on God's point of view, centering on spiritual point of view, this is the most joyful day. You know, that's why Father said, the love got a victory. So that was our true parents' expression when they offer Hungjinim. The gate of heaven, that is the gate of love, was open in spiritual world as well. Hungjinim became a person who opened the door to heaven as the Messiah of love in spiritual world. It opened the way for our exemplary martyrdom on earth. Therefore, not only all spirit, but also all people on earth must love Hungjinim. One more slide.
There is a 3-year course that had to be established during the 40-year period of the restoration of Canaan on the world level. Through this 3-year course, we needed to reach the conclusion. The 2nd year was the most dangerous. It was the most difficult time. That is why, at that time, Hunjin passed on and I went to prison. As the leader who had been shouldering responsibility for heaven and earth, I was very serious. Satan was the one who caused what happened to Hunjin. Therefore, I first conducted the unification ceremony, then the Sanwa ceremony, and then, because I had to send him off as my victorious son, I did not shed any tears until Hunjin passed on. This is a dream-like story. However, in this world, things are actually happening just as I prayed and just as I said. Unbelievable events are taking place.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. My dear brothers and sisters, since Hungjinim was sacrificed, many miracles took place after Hungjinin's Songhwa ceremony. Actually, you and me, entire humankind, including spiritual world, we are so much indebted to Hungjinim. Do you know why? In particular, ancestor liberation ceremonies and blessing ceremonies began to take place anew and in earnest because of Hungjinin's Songhwa. If Hungjinim, he was not in spiritual world, could not initiate, ancestor liberation ceremony and blessing ceremony. Because of the Hungjinim, he was the center in the spiritual world. Through Father, could initiate the ancestor liberation ceremony and blessing ceremony. Can you imagine? Without Hungjinim, we could not become Chunbo member as well. We really need to appreciate our Hungjinim and our Taemonim. Wow, before Father going to spiritual world, actually they did incredible job. We are really so much appreciating our Hungjinim, even our Hyojinim. Wow, why? Even though we lost the Hungjinim was sacrificed. However, God never ever lose what we sacrifice. Because of the sacrificial condition, God, God's side can earn more than sacrifice. It is really incredible. Hungjinim, we love you so much. 효진님, we love you so much. Because of you guys, we got so much incredible God's grace and blessing. Now Father is handling everything in spiritual world. Wow, Father is working very hard in spiritual world. Our mother working so hard, centering on earth. That's why now both sides, heaven side and earthly side, really can go forward together. How much great it is. Today's Father's word, you have to know God's situation and circumstances, understand his heart. This is also one of the very important content. I'd like to invite Heavenly Honey again. Please read.
You have to know God's situation and circumstances, understand his heart. You have to know God's situation and circumstances, understand his heart, and then think of him as you would your father. He is your father, my father, and our father. Why should learning about God, listening to him, and attending him be our way of life? It is so we can come to understand God's circumstances and heart as they were expressed in the pages of the Bible. It is to understand that God is our own Father who has been wounded, trampled upon, rejected, and torn to pieces.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. In order to attend God, Father said, I must first know that God is truly my Father. God is truly my parents. I must definitely know that we have a parent and child relationship. Next, you have to know God's situation and heart and wish. Without knowing God's situation, heart, and wishes, we can never attend God. Attendance does not mean, external care. Attendance means knowing the situation, heart, and wishes of the subject and object partner and understanding and putting it into practice on their behalf and comforting them. Love God, love God, love God. Many religious leaders, especially Christian people, say, love God, love God. How to love God? We do not know his heart. We do not know his wishes. We do not know his situation. How can we love God? It is unclear. Do you really understand? God is our father and mother, our parents. Do you really understand how much God loves us? To care of God, you need to know his situation. He's a sad God. He is a sorrowful God. To accomplish his will, you need to know his wishes. What does he want? What does he want? We need to understand. These 3 points. Understand 3 points. Number 1, God's situation. What is his situation? His situation in the hell, in the heaven. What is his circumstances? What kind of circumstances? Really? Sorrowful? What kind of good environment or bad environment? We need to understand his heart. His heart is very, very happy, very much joyful heart. He has a sorrowful heart. Without understanding these 3 points, situation and circumstances and his heart, we cannot attend God as our parents. Why should learning about God, listening to him, and attending him be our way of life? Ultimately, it is so we can come to understand God's circumstances and heart and wishes as they were expressed in the page of the Bible. It is to understand that God is our own parents who has been wounded and then trampled upon, rejected, and torn to pieces. If there is a person who experiences God's heart and knows God's wishes, and a burning passion and fire arise to fulfill God's will. That's now about the Uyama-san are talking about. He's so inspired to hear that, through the morning guidance. How can we have the burning heart, burning desires? Only one thing. If you are really filial son, if you really know He's a miserable God, He's a sorrowful God. If you really know His situation, if you really know His sorrowful heart, how much suffer He is as a child, you cannot rest. You have the burning desire. No time to get tired. Wow. Why we don't have a burning desire? Burning heart? Lack of a filial piety. Lack of understanding God's situation, circumstances, and understanding His heart. That's why we really need to understand His real situation, His reality, His circumstances, His heart. Otherwise, we don't have a burning desire. Continue, please.
How to attend God in the future ideal world, the kingdom of heaven. If you do not have the courage to embrace people of all different colors and live with them as family, you will not be able to attend God in the future ideal world, the kingdom of heaven. That is why in the unification movement, there is interracial marriage among members of different skin colors. I encourage Koreans, Japanese, and Americans to intermarry. If I did not do that, I would not be able to take the lead responsibility in helping all humankind enter the world of heart. If I did not do so, people would ask why. Among the people of different colors, I only loved people of one color and did not make the condition to love people of another color. So I encourage Koreans to marry people of all colors.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. In order to attend God, you must know God's heart and the ideal. And also you need to keep pace with His wishes. Just as a concept of God's salvation is total salvation, we can serve God only when we have the ideal capacity to embrace people of all different colors and live with them like our own family and clan. Without the same wish for salvation like God, we cannot lead the world in the future. Therefore, to attend God, you need to become the owner of the revolution of heart, along with God's desire to achieve a culture of heart. That's why, I think if really become real children of God, to become real children of God, one thing most important is how to cultivate our heart. Our heart is centering on like archangel's realm. Everything really under the archangel's nature, archangel's heart. That's what we need to have the revolution of heart, along with God's desire to achieve a culture of heart. Today's youth ministry, how did Joseph subjugate his brothers? Very important content. From yesterday, I'm continuing talking about what he do, what can we learn from Joseph's faith, his life of faith. I really respect him and love him because he's the one who subjugate his brothers, his Cain. How to subjugate his Cain, we can learn from our one of the central figure throughout the human history. How did Joseph subjugate his brothers? Through Jacob and Joseph's course, we learn not only the word, but also that in order to bring Cain to submission, we must have wealth. Since human beings are composed of the spirit and body, it is implied that in reconciling with Cain, we must subjugate him with spirit and body. What we experience in our life of witnessing is that while giving grace to others through the word, we cannot subjugate people if the environment we live in is poor. That is, I'm talking to you reality, okay? And therefore, you will see that in order to completely subjugate fallen people, you need both faith power and economic power to work together. Do you know Jacob, how he win his elder brother Esau? Do you know Joseph, how he win his brothers? Not just only faith power. They had economic power as well. Then how to deal with that? Many people misunderstanding this point also. To subjugate Satan, to subjugate Cain, need money, need wealth. But we need to understand very clearly, otherwise many people misunderstand about this part. Because people are using their physical bodies, they submit to money more than the word. You will see people that practice good lives of faith eventually lose faith because of money. However, the important thing we must know is that we must first establish a relationship with God before thinking about money. Even Jacob first established an absolute relationship with God. Then God made his spotted sheep give birth to many, so Jacob became wealthy. Jacob, he gone through all kinds of suffering. How long he suffered? For 21 years, and suffer and suffer and suffer. But when he win over, his uncle, then what happened? God gave him abundant blessing, incredible, blessing to him. And then finally, he brought all his properties, what he has, and then give to his elder brother, Esau. If Esau just go there with just empty hand and say, I'm so sorry, then Esau killed him. That's why in order to win over our Cain, we need to go through certain formula course. First one, you need to establish a relationship with God before thinking about the money. You need to have a firm faith, strong faith. When you have a firm faith, strong faith, even God sympathizes you. Even God can recognize it. This is the foundation of faith. Without foundation of faith, you just want to subjugate your Cain, it is impossible. To subjugate your Cain, you need to know the formula course. You need to have a foundation of faith. What does a foundation of faith means? You need to have a relationship, firm relationship with God. Absolute relationship with God. God trusts you. You can trust God. Inseparable, firm relationship between God and yourself. That is the foundation of faith. Based on foundation of faith, God bless you. Economically bless you. And then you can win over your Cain. Many people, without establishing foundation of faith and just want to subjugate your Cain, it is impossible. We need to know the formula course. If there are members who do not know this and think of the money first, it is very, very dangerous thinking. Now is the age of restoration of all things. There are many people who think they must make a lot of money. But without first establishing a relationship with God, the restoration of all things cannot happen, my brothers and sisters. You have to be careful when you're thinking about that. And there are some people who think that now that the pioneering age has passed, it is the age of having your own house and making money. This thinking is completely wrong. The proper way of faith is first establishing a relationship with God, receiving God's blessings, and then restoring all things. Joseph's brothers feared him because he became a father of Pharaoh and stood in a position to rule the whole nation. Joseph's character had both power and wealth. Do you know Joseph? He could not become the prime minister of Egypt all of a sudden. He got through all kinds of suffering. He was in the prison. Can you imagine? Incredible suffering. However, he could overcome joyfully, happily. This is God's will. He did not have strong resentment toward his brothers. Why he, sell me to go to Egypt? This was God's will. Joseph's life of faith is really amazing. After going through all the process of the indemnity and suffering, finally, God recognized him, blessing him. He became prime minister of Egypt. This is really amazing. We need to know why the formula goes. Foundation of faith first. And based on foundation of faith, and then you can establish a foundation of substance, which is a Cain and Abel relationship. Why you cannot yet win over your Cain? Why you cannot yet restore so many spiritual children? What is the reason? The reason is, first, you don't have a foundation of faith yet. If you have a foundation of faith, like Jacob, like Joseph, you surely can win over your Cain. This is the formula course. This is the formula course, my brothers and sisters. Even though I try very hard to restore so many spiritual children, I don't have yet. What is the reason? I put my Chung, I put my prayer. I am telling you, you don't have yet foundation of faith. You don't have yet, form relationship between God and yourself. Nobody avoided this formula course. My brothers and sisters, we need to know that. Before restoring my Cain, before subjugate my Cain, you need to reflect. What is my relationship with God? What is my relationship with true parents? If you are lacking this part, you cannot establish a foundation of substance. This is very important. This is a formula course. Without foundation of faith, how can you establish a foundation of substance? It is impossible. It is impossible. Without foundation of faith, and then you try to make money, finally, at the end, you're losing money, everything, all the blessing is gone away because of no foundation. Even though you can make temporary money, even though temporarily you can gain happiness, someday at the end, you will lose everything because of no foundation, no root. The second reason Joseph was able to subjugate his brother was because of his excellent mindset. and attitude toward his brothers. He has absolute faith. I really love and respect Joseph. Instead of being angry, Joseph comforted his brothers and healed their heart by saying, do not be distressed and do not be angry with yourself for selling me here. Because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. For 2 years now, there has been famine in the land. And for the next 5 years, there will be no plowing and then reaping. But God sent me ahead of you to preserve for you a remnant on earth and to save your life. So do not lament that you sold me. Wow, this is an incredible Joseph's attitude. Do not blame. He didn't blame his brothers and his brothers. He thought it was God's will. Why God put me in this kind of position? Why God gave me this kind of suffering and trials? Why Heavenly Father gave me this kind of husband? Why Heavenly Father gave me this kind of the wife? Why Heavenly Father gave me this kind of disabled child? All kind of the, what is that? Accusation, angry to your own destiny. Do not think like that. There is a reason. You do not know. There is a reason. You do not know. There is a reason. That's why what should I do? I need to love my destiny. God gave me this destiny. You know, do not compare to other people. Each person have the different fate, okay, different destiny. Cannot compare because each person's background of the ancestor different. We do not know your ancestor what kind of contribute. We do not know what kind of your ancestor what kind of the problem made. We do not know. That's why I just accept my destiny. I love my destiny given by God, even though influenced by ancestors. No matter what, I am the responsible for my ancestors. They made wrong or they did good job, whatever. If I blame them and run away from my own destiny, who will pay the indemnity? Who will win over? We are representative of our ancestor. Father said, there are so many Unification Church members. Each person Unification Church member in behind, minimum 20,000, 30,000, your ancestor and spirit. That's why I am not alone. I am the representative of our ancestor. What are you talking about? You are a public person to take care of a minimum 20,000, 30,000 spirit. I was born on behalf of all entire ancestors. I have to be responsible all entire my ancestors. You are central figure. You are all your ancestors. You want to run away? You want to blame somebody? You are very much lazy? And then providence is delaying. That's why no matter what, I need to love my destiny. I need to accept my destiny. Okay, Heavenly Father, this is my destiny. I love my destiny. There is the way to pay indemnity. Willingly, happily, voluntarily, I will pay indemnity with a full of appreciation. If Joseph had remembered his injustice, he would not have been able to heal his brother's heart. If people standing on God's side does not fundamentally believe people on Satan's side, they cannot heal their hearts. My brothers and sisters, therefore Abel, who is closer to God, must forgive Cain and release his heart. The first to forgive is Abel. You cannot you cannot forgive someone, then you are Cain. You can forgive someone, then you are Abel, more closer to God. You can never forgive or love someone who has the heart of Cain. The vessel of Cain's heart can never love Abel, and the vessel of his heart is not wide enough to love. Those who do not love their enemies should know that I am making my own heart stay in hell forever. Oh, my brothers and sisters. Who is Abel? Who close to God first? One who forgive his Cain. Who forgive first? He's Abel. One who cannot forgive someone. You are very Cain. This is proof. Cain's heart cannot love Abel. Cain's heart cannot forgive his enemy at all because heart is very, very narrow. Very narrow, very easily lack of love, easily so sad, easily disappointed, easily very anger. Your heart is very, very narrow. You are captured by yourself in the hell. That's why Father said, those who do not love their enemy should know that I am making my own heart stay in hell forever. Then what to do? I need to grow up. I need to grow up. Through growing up and upgrading my level of love, more higher and higher and higher. Without growing up my heart, I cannot love anyone. I cannot subjugate my own brothers and sisters. I cannot subjugate my king. Joseph trained in the prison how to love people. True father trained himself in the Hungnam prison, in Danbury prison, in everywhere. My brothers and sisters, that's why really we need to grow up. To grow up, I need to follow the formula course. First of all, foundation of faith, and then foundation of substance. If I establish a foundation of faith, this is a guarantee. Your relationship, absolute relationship with God, and then create such kind of firm foundation, centering on foundation of faith, it is a guarantee. You can establish a foundation of substance. You can win over your Cain. You can subjugate your brothers and sisters. Wow, we learn great things from Joseph's course. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yong, for this incredible guidance this morning you have shared with us. And now, brothers and sisters, we'd like to take this time to share your insights and takeaways with one another in breakout rooms. And if you're joining here alone, please take this time to reflect deeply on the message. So let us go into our breakouts. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Thank you for taking this time to share with one another, and I hope you were able to gain something new and to share right now with the whole community. I'd like to invite up the Totten family. So Totten family, if you can please unmute yourself and share your insights.
Good morning.
Where's your daughter?
Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Where's your daughter?
Actually, she went camping.
Oh my God, I miss her so much. Oh, okay, please share.
She misses you too.
Okay, please share. Oh, yeah. Okay, so please share first.
Okay. I'm nervous. Sorry if my voice is shaking. But what I share, I was so moved by Joseph, and I thought he had like a true forgiveness from his true heart and true mindset and true action and true ownership of all things of Joseph that was able to subjugate his brothers. And his action, I really thought he's a true person, true able. And that there, his action, his mind, his heart, there is no even single bit of self-centeredness. And I was so moved, and that's where I want to go. And that's a big goal.
Oh.
And I was so moved that I really want to become a true person like him.
Yeah, wow, beautiful, your reflection. Wow. Okay, Grandpa.
Let me go to Grandma first. I want to give ladies first here today.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Young.
Oh.
Wow, this morning you gave us so much and open our hearts to think in a different level and feel with deeper heart. When you shared about Hunjinim and Hyojinim, for sure through them we learn to love true Father. And we can say also that personally, I have that connection with Hunjinim, and also to true Father, to understand him as my own father. We had an opportunity to meet true Father in person. And to looking at him, getting his guidance, we can feel God's heart, what God is going through, what true Father went through, and learn that attendance to attend God through true Father's and true Mother's example. So when true Father passed on, it really left deep, kind of empty heart for a moment. And of course now with true Mother, that connection is even stronger, because true Mother is the one who completes both true parents, heavenly parent.
Yeah.
So I can just say that true Father definitely is the one who, I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. Wow. Okay, so then I will go to Grandpa.
Well, yesterday, thank you. Yesterday, I spoke to a brother after you presented some elements of Joseph's story, and he gave me a tremendous insight. He said, Blacks came to America like Joseph came to Egypt. And like Joseph, they should be grateful. It was God's will for them to come here. And as a consequence of that, Blacks should be the greatest blessing to America. Many have come to be resentful for what has happened to them. And I think that part of the key to win over America, to get America back on course, is to help our Black brothers realize that they need to see themselves in their course like that of Joseph and be victorious. I thought that was a tremendous I want to share with the family.
Yeah, beautiful. I think, of course, there is all kind of the issue between Black people, white people, between white people and yellow people. I think, we need to really overcome that kind of the color issues, because who forgive first, you are able. Does not matter you are black or white or yellow. Who forgive first? Who forgive? And then who love first? You are able. Do not say I am black people. Do not say I'm white guy. I think we need to really overcome that kind of color boundaries. Really, now we are brothers and sisters. That's why Father encourage inter-religious marriage, international marriage about that. So really, let's love each other. Thank you so much. Our Tadin family, always you gave me incredible joy and happiness, because today I am so sad I can't see your granddaughter. Thank you very much.
We'll make it up to you next time.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tadin family, for your wonderful sharing. And to share next, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Susanna Pearson. So, Mrs. Susanna Pearson, if you can please unmute yourself and share.
I have to come out. I'm sorry. Hello. Thank
Hello.
you. Oh, I didn't want. I'm outside now. Sorry.
Hello, Sujan. Okay, Sujan.
Yes. Okay. Well, Dr. Yong, I want to thank you because you have slowly been answering lots of my questions that I've had for you when you first came on, when you began in Belvedere, and about what is your take on comfort blessings, like I wondered, what does it really mean? And slowly you've been getting there, especially the couple completion, our relationship with God has been a couple, and then serving and loving. And I'm so grateful right now, and still being more encouraged that yes, loving and serving, my husband in the position representing the whole male world, the God's world of men, and Jesus, so this is my mission, to love him, to serve him, pray for and be appreciating of everything that is happening, and there is so much going on. And in my lineage, all the women in my lineage, from my grandmother, they lost their husbands, 38 years old. My mother too became a widow. I was 12 when my father passed away. My first husband passed away. So it's all like my sisters, all of them difficult relationships with their husbands, with men. They have resentment. And now I'm here just 100% living for my husband, and so I wish that will subdue, and God will accept this to be kind of like the lineage be clear for the nieces. The nieces and mainly women is in my family. It's mainly women everywhere. No, not so many uncles. It's just women coming out every time, and I'm the only one here with in a couple, and my couple is in difficult situation. And so I'm breaking through. I'm going to break through.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Susan, thank you. Beautiful you're sharing. Wow. I'm so powerful. Anyway, loving the male's world, there's already, you are loving your husband. This is loving all the male's world.
Yes.
Anyway, this is really incredible. You are representative of your husband representative of the male's world and overcoming. Oh, this is really incredible. Thank you so much, Susan, for your beautiful sharing. 감사합니다. Please love your husband well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Susanna. And thank you, brothers and sisters, for taking this time and moment to really share your insights and takeaways with each other. Please don't forget to continue to do so even outside of this time so that we can inspire more and more of our brothers and sisters to understand deeply God's words through Dr. Yong's messages. So let us take time to invite people to join Morning Heart Devotion, whether it be on Zoom, YouTube, or Facebook, so that they can be able to receive the inspiration directly from Dr. Yong. And also, brothers and sisters, at this time, we will be putting the link into our donation page into the chat. So if you're able to offer something out of your sincere heart to give back to everything that Morning Heart Devotion and Dr. Yong has been investing in, then please don't hesitate to click and offer a lot of money, because Dr. Yong is really deserving of all the investment that he's been putting. And so if you're joining by Facebook or YouTube, you can see at the bottom of your screen. So at this time, we like to receive a musical offering. And so to offer this musical offering, I'd like to invite up Mr. Mark Champagne. So Mr. Champagne, if you can please unmute yourself. Yes.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning, Reverend Young. It was so
nice. Yay, Mark Champagne.
It was so nice to see you in Minnesota region last week.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. There's a new world coming, and it's just around the bend. There's a new world coming. This one's coming to an end. There's a new voice calling. You can hear it if you try. And it's growing stronger with each day that passes by. There's a brand new morning, rising clear and sweet and free. There's a new day dawning that belongs to you and me. Yes, a new world's coming, the one that we've had visions of, coming in peace, coming in joy, coming in love. Yes, a new world's coming, the one that we've had visions of, coming in peace, coming in joy, coming in love.
Wow, great! Let's get the Mark Champagne. Let's toast with champagne. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Champagne, for that wonderful musical offering. And brothers and sisters, now as we close out Morning Heart Devotion, we like to close in prayer. So I'd like to invite up Miss Unmi Rangala to give the closing prayer. So
Good morning.
Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Please join me in prayer. Our dear most beloved Heavenly Parent, our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Jesus in the spirit world, we come humbly before you this morning, thanking you so much for your love, care, guidance, and protection until this moment. Heavenly Parent, thank you for the air that we breathe, Heavenly Parent. We thank you for this gift of life, this precious gift of life that you've given unto us, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, each and every one of us is gathered at this moment, really trying to reach your heart, Heavenly Parent, trying to understand your heart, Heavenly Parent. And all this is happening because of your son, whom you sent here to America, Dr. Yong, Heavenly Parent, who's really guiding us and teaching us how we can be able to get closer to you, how we can be able to get closer to your heart, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for all the ways that you keep guiding us in our lives, Heavenly Parent. We thank you for all my brothers and sisters here, Heavenly Parent. Today we learned of Hongjinim and Hyojinim's sacrifices, Heavenly Parent, how filial they were to our two parents, to their parents, Heavenly Parent, and to you, Heavenly Parent. I pray that we may be able to inherit their hearts, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, Hongjinim said he will protect true Father. And he actually did, Heavenly Parent. Thank you. We pray that we may be able to inherit such hearts, Heavenly Parent. I pray. As today, Dr. Yong asked a question. He asked whether we can be able to die for true parents at this moment, Heavenly Parent. And Heavenly Parent, I pray that we may be able to really reflect on that, Heavenly Parent, and really feel closer to our true parents, Heavenly Parent, and reach a point where we can say that, yes, I will die for you, true Father, I will die for you, true Mother. Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for our true parents who have sacrificed so much for us, Heavenly Parent, that we're able to say that we live in this era of Channel Cook, Heavenly Parent. We're able to say that we're blessed members, Heavenly Parent, and we're able to say that we're second, third, fourth generations, Heavenly Parent. Heavenly Parent, we're really grateful for this morning devotion, Heavenly Parent. Each and every day we get a chance to get closer to you, to understand you, Heavenly Parent, and I pray that we may be able to grow into maturity, Heavenly Parent, so that you may be able to open your heart up to us, Heavenly Parent. I thank you so much for everything. We thank you for this day of Sunday, this first day of the week, Heavenly Parent. I pray that we may be able to begin this week with you in our hearts, Heavenly Parent, and go through this entire week with you, Heavenly Parent, and grow into maturity, at least even just grow to some level, Heavenly Parent. I pray, thanking you so much for this day, this prayer, and this morning devotion. I'd like to offer it in my name, and me anjang Allah, daughter of God, free and marrying Allah, Central Bliss family, Aju.
Aju, thank you. Our Unmi, Langala, for your heartfelt and tearful prayer. Yesterday, I saw your beautiful demonstration of Tongil Mudo. You won Tongil Mudo yesterday. Wow, such a beautiful. Not you are just only such a great faith woman. You really also doing very well about the Tongil Mudo martial art as well. Thank you so much again. 감사합니다.
Thank you, me, for that wonderful prayer. And brothers and sisters, I just like to say that it was an honor to serve you for these past 10 days as your MC. I really thank you for really supporting me. And tomorrow we will be welcoming Resfred Arthur as the MC. So let us really open up our hearts and welcome him well. And thank you so much.
Thank you,
brothers and sisters. Oh, yes, thank you, Dr. Yong. And of course, thank you to Dr. Yong. For always giving us and investing us in morning heart devotion, preparing, and thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining today. So we will see each other tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Happy Sunday. Bye.